All right.
The meeting will come to order, and I'm invoking 88-12, Section 3. Ms. Heine Bruce.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the April 11th, 2006 Board of Selectmen meeting. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Chairman, there are 5 selectmen present, including our newest member, James Potter, and as well as the town administrator.
Thank you. I was going to, before we get started, just mention that formally introduce Mr. Potter as a newest member to the Board of Selectmen. Mr. Potter, it's usually traditional for a new selectman to have a few words. It's up to you if you'd like to mention a few things and get us started as your initial first order of business as a new selectman.
Okay, thank you, Bruce. I'd like to thank my family, friends, and all of the voters, of course, in Wareham that helped elect me to selectman. I plan to do the best job that I can in the greatest capacity that I can as selectman for this town. So thank you again, and I look forward to working with the entire board.
Okay. Well,
Welcome aboard, Jim.
on behalf of the board, congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Good luck.
Mr. Keefe had to leave to go to his office. He'll be back momentarily, so we'll just go through the through the order of business for tonight. For those of you that are at home, the agenda will be to reopen the classification hearing. Mr. O'Keefe from our assessor will get us through that. We'll have citizens' participation thereafter. I believe we only have a few items under the clerk's consent agenda. We'll hear from Mr. Hartman's under his town administrator's report thereafter. We have 2 license and permit requests, both regarding the YMCA. We'll follow by brief announcements. We will then conclude with business, which will be the vote of the remaining town meeting warrant articles. We'll accept any selectmen reports thereafter, and then we'll adjourn. I don't believe we have an executive session. Is there anybody here this evening that would like to speak before the board? If you'd like to raise your hand, please. Okay, seeing none. Mr. O'Keefe, Mr. Keefe, you're up.
I've given you a...
Reopen the hearing.
Backtrack a moment.
Hold on one
Excuse
second.
me.
We have to reopen.
Motion to reopen the classification hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Thank you. My name is Paul Keefe. I'm the Director of Assessment. If I can back up for a moment, we left off after you had voted for a tax factor of 1. I said we have one more piece of business, and that is to sign the form, which I've given all of you, which is strictly a copy, the LA5 as it's called. If you look at the first page of the form, you'll see it states that you selected a residential factor of 1. You did not vote for a residential exemption, and you did not vote for a small commercial exemption. On the second page is the delineation of the values with their percentages as we outlined last week. And the one thing that's added here is the town clerk has signed that we advertised this hearing in the New Bedford Standard Times. And so you have to borrow a pen here to sign at the bottom, and I'm going to give you a number to plug into number 8, which you can do on your forms, and I'll do it on this form because I printed this off the computer in order to get the clerk's signature before I plug that number in. And the excess levy capacity is going to be $4,919.45. Okay? So the only thing you have to do now is sign the form.
Okay. Paul, can you explain excess levy capacity to the viewers, please?
The state allows you to compute a levy. It consists of last year's levy plus 2.5%, which are allowed under Proposition 2.5, plus an allowance for new growth, plus any allowances for debt exclusions, overrides, or anything of that nature that may have been voted by the town. And what that number says is that the actual levy that will be expended by the town, which is what the property taxpayers actually pay, is within $4,419.45 of the maximum that you could have spent. So that's what the excess levy capacity is. Anything else?
Mr. Chairman, do you want a motion?
Do you need, yeah,
for us
do
to
we need a
sign, or
motion to
is it
sign
okay
this,
to
Paul?
just sign it?
That's my question.
4919.
Do you need individual signatures on each one of these forms, or do you need them all on one
Just
form?
on my original.
Okay.
Do we need a vote for this? Typically, we
Actually,
just sign it in the
No,
office.
If you look at the form, it specifically says that you were notified of the excess levy.
Okay,
You do not vote to accept it.
okay. Thank you. Now we'll send it back.
It's your Easter. It's Easter shirt.
It's very nice. So it's a little radical for you.
And that's all that we're looking for at this point.
Okay. So we need to
Close the hearing.
Close the hearing?
Can we close the hearing at this point? Motion to close the hearing?
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Keith. Paul.
Okay, Madam Clerk, why don't we do the consent agenda?
Mr. Chairman, we have some bills to okay this evening, and I believe one appointment. The first invoice is for Albanese Brothers, and it's in regard to the East River Broad Cove, Glen Cove Stormwater Remediation Project. And the balance due the contractor on this, at this time, is $281,029. It's been signed by all the appropriate individuals, and I would move that the board authorize the chairman to sign this invoice.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 500. Thank you.
The second is a payment that needs to go to, excuse me, RJV Construction Corporation, and it is for the Briarwood Beach and Beaver Dam Estates Sewer Project, and the payment being sought now is $126,350. And it also has been signed by all the appropriate parties, and I would move that the board authorize the chairman to sign this invoice.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, it's unanimous. Thank you.
We have a few invoices due to Camp Dresser and McKee, and the first is invoice number 80222-600/6 in the amount of $3,020.64. And I would make a motion that we approve this invoice for the chairman to sign.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained?
I'm sorry, I failed to mention that that's for Briarwood, just in case anybody watching is interested. This next one is invoice 80222-601/3 in the amount of $17,276.24, also to CDM for engineering services in the Rose Point area. And I would make a motion that the board approve this invoice for the chairman to sign.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed, abstained, it's unanimous.
We have invoice number 80222-602/7, also to CDM in the amount of $7,138.10 for engineering general services for the Rose Point area. And I would move that the board approve this invoice for the chairman to sign.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed, abstained, thank you. Unanimous.
I guess CDM's